I love how you
build
say,
it.
"Oh, we just had some fun with it," but you were doing like $3 million a year in sales.
Yeah.
As like a 20-year-old.
I think if you really play hard and you really work hard, it's not the best advice.
So you made a virtual ChatGPT Jesus?
Yes.
First of all, they're your
ChatGPT.
trolls.
You can really nail one book a day.
Teach me exactly what Warren Buffett does in 1 hour. So, we finally made it.
We did it.
We've been here.
Should we explain to the audience what happened earlier, Brian? We have a podcast today scheduled. Our good friend Artin flies in from San Francisco to Los Angeles to film. We get to the studio, doors are locked. Why are the doors locked, Brian?
I don't know.
Artin, why do you think the doors were locked?
I don't know. I was surprised. I was like, do they don't want us in the studio or something?
Brian booked the studio for tomorrow.
In my defense, we had a studio booked for today. Just the person got sick.
Anyways, welcome to the show. Thanks for coming down.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate
It's a
it.
pleasure.
Finally made it.
Yep.
Hey, we got coffee.
Yeah. So Artin, you have an incredible background. I know AI is like the biggest thing right now going on in the world. And what interests me a lot as we were talking is the forecast modeling used at Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
They were number one in logistics to begin with.
Yep.
They destroyed Kmart because of their logistics systems. And it's
They're
just
that good?
they are the best, I would say. When it comes to logistics, Walmart basically invented logistics behind the scenes.
Yep.
I'm surprised they didn't kill Amazon ahead of them.
Well, I think they're even better and smarter than Amazon. So going from Kmart days to where Walmart is today, you worked at Walmart Labs. I didn't even know Walmart Labs existed. Talk to us about what Walmart Labs is and what's going on behind the scenes in technology.
Yeah. So I was managing a team at Walmart called Intelligent Business Growth. And that team was responsible for building a platform for operational and financial forecasting across all Walmart's business units. And business units, you can think about it like a store or a certain vertical, like let's say like a beauty products or
All
like,
their divisions.
Yeah.
So like their pharmacies,
Pharmacies
their
is the
beauty,
big one.
their
Yes.
clothing,
Like a
their
vision
toys, their
department.
food, their groceries,
Yeah.
all their divisions across all their stores worldwide.
Yes. And like the way how Walmart operates, everything is about the forecasting. And forecasting is like a super granular. So one of the dimensions of the forecasting is, of course, time. And basically, they need to predict what's going to be like next hour, next day, next week, month, 3 months, up to 5 years. Just you can think about it, it's just the frequency of the wave of the prediction. And what you're going to predict? You're going to predict how much gross sales you will make, right? Tomorrow or next week. What would be the COGS, like a cost of goods sold? What would be like a net revenue, marketing expenses, and so on. But also you want to predict how much inventory you need to put in each store based on certain events that are happening in that area. Let's say like Taylor Swift has a concert, how much toilet paper you should pack in that store to meet the demand. Like weather, also
Like if
is a
it's
big...
going to rain next week in Seattle, Washington, the system knows, it places an order with the manufacturers for umbrellas to make sure it gets there right as the rain hits, because the customers are going to come in, they're all going to buy umbrellas.
Exactly.
And you don't want to sell out. You want to
Exactly.
provide the umbrellas.
Exactly. Because if you think about it, right, like each umbrella on the shelf represents certain cost and revenue for the company. And every time when someone wants to buy umbrella, but it's not there, it means that you have a cost still there because some other product will be there. You still have people there, but the revenue is not coming.
Plus, you piss off the customer that came in to buy that umbrella, that can't buy it now, that goes to Amazon, that
Yes.
isn't going to come back
Yes.
to your store
There is a
again.
direct and indirect effect of every single transaction.
Did you guys like go down to like paper clips, like schools come in into session, or like down to the paper clips essentially, like paper clips, pencils, pens, everything
School glue,
across the
all
board.
that
School.
Each SKU, like it goes up to the
How
SKU
many
level.
SKUs do they have? I would imagine like
Millions,
right?
Yeah,
Millions
tens of
SKUs.
millions. Tens of millions of SKUs. See, this is the difference between Costco and Walmart. Walmart is very broad in their SKU selection. Costco is like, I don't know, they have like a 4,000 or 8,000 I don't know what exactly.
And Costco doesn't bring back some of the items. You know what I mean? They bring them some seasonal items, and then it's sold, never coming back. But it sounds like Walmart, based on the data that they have, and I would imagine Amazon's probably the same thing. They know what sells the best based on the patterns and the areas,
Yes.
and then they just constantly order.
Yes.
Wow.
And there's like, degree of the experimentation and deviation, because like you have like like if you think about like all orders, right? You have like a head is like a fewer SKUs that constantly got sold out, right? Like, I don't know, like a certain brands like Head and Shoulders, right? Like, that there's a lot of people buying them. And then you have like a long tail of items that they don't have that volume of sales. And with those items, but they might bring you even more revenue. So the experimentation with that tail is very important. Yeah. So like when you holistically look at it, it's just you have a dot. It's the SKU, or you have like a dot, or you have like a set. Someone could be category, and then you have like basically a probability of certain range of sales happening, and then like every timestamp that you care about, you try to predict that. It's like a point.
So
and then it cascades to the operations.
Did they ever, based on all the data that Walmart has, do they know like in 6 months the customer demand is going to be like pink sweaters, based on just historical data and kind of where the market shifting based on music videos, TikTok videos, and all these things, that people are going to want pink sweaters, and it'll tell the factory, make pink sweaters, have it delivered in 6 months, and all of a sudden everyone wants pink sweaters?
This kind of trends is a little bit harder because, it's like a multivariable calculus, right? The more variables you put in the equation, then harder to predict that, right? Like you might not know the pink sweaters, but you might know that, let's say in certain region, there's some trend starting, and you can predict that based on the historical data, that when in this region something starts, let's say in New York, then it hits Texas at some point of time, right? Those kind of things might be tracked. But and again, the further you extrapolate your assumption, the less confidence you have on that event to occur, and most likely you will allocate less funds to risk that. But essentially speaking about the funds, right? It's like investments, and we'll probably talk about A16Z,
Believe me, we've got investment questions
Yeah.
galore.
So, but in investment world is the same thing, right? Like you have just probability of certain event happen, and like the higher risk, the better the
reward,
upside, so you allocate funds accordingly.
What's your background? How did you get into Walmart? What's your what's your story?
Yeah, so I have a degree in computer science, but I'm a product designer. Professionally, I was working only as a product designer. I was born in Kiev, Ukraine, and I'm Armenian, but I grew up in Russia. And at the age of 20, I immigrated to the United States in California.
And you're in San Francisco?
Right now I'm in Sunnyvale, like Silicon Valley area. But initially when I came, I was in the East Bay. There's a town called Walnut Creek. That's when my mom lives. So I came and I submitted. I planned to go to Berkeley, but then it just happened that firstly I started making music, and I thought I will take a break between school, and then I co-founded a company. And the company was it was an e-commerce company in 2012, and we were selling night vision, thermal imaging systems, daytime optics, which is really good for e-commerce because optics is small, it doesn't weigh too much, but the average order value is very high, the price of the optics.
Did you pick that because it was did you do some analysis to find out exactly what you came up, or is that something you're into?
E-commerce started becoming really big thing at the time. There was platforms like Magento, BigCommerce, Shopify just started, and there was I'm constantly exploring something. So it was evident that there's a trend, but then also there was a trend that night vision entered the consumer market, and the night vision industry was growing super fast. And the way how I discovered that trend, it was through my friend who was working in one of the biggest companies, American Technology Network, the name of the company. And he was just telling me about like how great that industry. And at some point I decided to kind of put everything aside, focus. I did like 6 months. I was just studying industry. And then I just entered the industry. And at first it was like slow, but then like we were just growing. And eventually,
What did you do to spark the growth?
and initially I was just doing cold calls. So we set up the website. We decided that we're going to be 100% online company. And we will try to kind of optimize and automate everything that is possibly we could do. And we got some leads.
What you were telling me, well, the way you did is once you built your online website, you put crawlers out to like scrape your manufacturers' websites and grab their inventory, put it on your website, and drop ship to your customers, right?
It didn't happen like at the very beginning. At the very beginning, we had only one night vision company on our platform. And then we opened second, third, and I think once we start expanding, we create a system that can scrape the warehouse inventories of our suppliers, so we can show that on our front end website. We drastically increase our assortment because we don't have to have that in a warehouse. We still had in a warehouse like a hot items that we knew for sure we're going to sell them. But most of the items were just like scraped from their warehouses. We will show them and prioritize in our catalog based on the inventory availability, based on our gross margins, based on the historical performance, whether or not they're good sellers or not. And
did you build the software to do that, or was there plugins that you used?
We actually, most of it we build in-house.
Was it you and like a few other developers, or?
Yeah, there was like me and a few other developers. We had a really good engineer at the time who was like very hands-on, and it was like PHP language. Also, PHP has.
Oh, at the time, PHP and Magento.
Yeah,
was the thing.
But we had a lot of fun with it. We basically like every time I had an idea, we just. Like,
I love how you say, "Oh, we just had some fun with it," but you were doing like $3 million a year in sales.
Yeah,
as like a 20-year-old.
Yeah,
we're just having fun with it. You know, we ended up doing $10
deal.
million a year in sales. You know, no big deal.
The environment was crazy because what we did, like, I rent a house. It was just like a 5 or 6 bedroom house, and we've been living there, shooting content there, and our warehouse was there. Like, and it was basically my friends. JJ was there,
and you're shipping like $3 million worth of inventory.
Almost
a year?
$3 million. Yeah.
Out of the house.
What?
Out of the house.
Out of suppliers and house.
Oh, the drop shipping
too.
Yeah.
Oh, you only kept like the top 10 hot items.
Yes.
That's actually really smart because a lot of people think that they got to like place a huge ass order, but like you're right. You order like your top 10 hottest items, keep those inside so you have it.
Exactly.
And then put the rest of the manufacturers' products on your website so you have 10,000 SKUs.
And what I would do also, like, there's a certain distributors who have big warehouses and they have a margin. So I will open accounts with them too, in case if I don't have anything on the supplier's warehouse or my warehouse, I'll have a like distributor. Yes, I will have a lower gross margin.
But at least you can ship the product.
But I can ship the product because the most expensive thing is to get the new customer. But once I got
what was
him,
your customer acquisition cost?
It's actually a funny story too, because when I started, my cost per click was about like $3.85. But then I optimized everything and it was like 74 cents.
So it cost you 74 cents to
per
get
click.
an eyeball to
per
your...
click.
Per
but it's an eyeball on your website.
Yes. But then the conversion rate, right? Like how you get the cost of acquisition, right? The conversion rate plus the cost per click. My conversion rate when I started was 0.08.
So almost 1%.
No, it's a fraction of the
percent.
Oh,
geez, 8, yeah.
But then I increased it to the 0.8%. Like I 10x the conversion rate and basically like 5x down the cost of click. Yeah, so it
what
was
did
like,
you do to optimize that?
I was studying like a Google AdWords at the time, Google AdWords, now it's a Google Ads. Like basically what I would do, I would take very specific keywords and because the broader keyword, the more expensive it comes, the more competition there and traffic is not relevant. So I would take the names of my products, make them as a keyword or SKUs, because like someone who already
wants that
it's very highly intentional, right? And then I would put like SKU, and then I would make like a ton of variations of that, like a name of the product, SKU, and I would do that programmatically. So basically, I would create like a 50,000 versions of that keyword, link and price.
50,000 per item?
Yeah, and then I would just like load AdWords, and then my cost of click would be so cheap.
50,000 keywords per SKU?
Sometimes, yeah. Not all of them. Like, you know.
Okay, so the reason
but
why
something.
why I'm
Thousands,
shocked, the
yes.
reason why I'm shocked, because as a novice, I was thinking, okay, 1 or 2 keywords per item.
Maybe 50.
Done. Like, we're good to go. But then you're competing with guys like him that's got like 50,000 keywords
Yeah.
and like automating the, you know what, out of it.
Yeah, like
Okay.
volume was the thing. Like I didn't want to get like any traffic, but also you should understand that the intention behind the keyword is important. Like someone who like, you know, searches for like thermal imaging or rifle scope, right? That person might not be even like ready to purchase, and the
They're
scope
just
is
looking
like,
for it.
yeah, like why I need to like educate you for
Those
like
things are like 7-8 grand.
yeah, and it's $5 per click for that keyword, right? So I don't want to spend time on him. But someone who searches for certain keyword
With the serial number, like I want this specific item.
Yeah.
Like he's ready to go and
yeah,
shop.
yeah. And
Does
also,
that still work today in 2026?
I don't know. I haven't worked with the Google Ads for a long time. I would
If it
assume.
does work, comment down below and let us know if it does still work today.
Yeah.
If not, you know, we'll have to find another Artin to tell us. But
Tell us the new secrets of
yeah,
today.
tell us the new secret sauce.
I can give you another secret, right? Like, and as a product designer, right? Like, I have to like a few things that I'm keeping always in mind. Is first of all, like, who is the user, of course, right? But then it's like a user journey, right? So because you have like an upper funnel, right? Like it's basically exposure, then you have like a click-through rate, then you have like a website, and you have a conversion rate. So like you try to optimize all of these touch points, right? And for the conversion rate, something we started doing is like we put the button make an offer.
Make an offer.
Yeah, like for the like scopes, you know, like or like for whatever, like
So it's like $4,000, but make an offer.
make an
Kind
offer.
of like eBay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's like if it's too expensive, just tell us how much, right? But in reality, what I do care about, like, of course, there's some people like $100 offer and like 5,000, like it's out of range of possibilities. But some people will give you like offer like maybe like 10% less, right? And then you have their contact information. You know that they're serious. Then reach out to them and you kind of work out the deal. And one of the things I really did, which was counterintuitive, a lot of companies, they try to have less salesman calls. But what I discovered in my industry, actually have a sales team. Salesforce is good because people, usually people who buying those products, they usually have a collections. They're collectors. There's a lot of collectors.
They don't just have one.
Exactly. And they build a personal relationship with the salesperson. And I always would say like, hey guys, don't be silly. Don't sell, don't pressure, like just
Educate.
be helpful, be like good intentions, right? And then they have like some sort of like, relationship with them. And next time he doesn't even go, he just calls, tell them, okay guys, what you got? We're like boom, 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 right? And you make money not on the first purchase. You make money on the second purchase. And the upsells and the relationship. And also there's like a, word of mouth, like a viral loops. They like, sharing that information with their friends, with their circles, because no one, go to the ranges or hunts by themselves. They have friends. And that's how we start getting, the growth in our company.
And then what?
And then,
You just wake up one day and you're tired of night vision.
yeah, so I wake up and I look at the night vision and I felt like, no, I'm just kidding. What happened, Google basically came up with the policy at the end of 2014 that if you sell anything that can be attached to the gun, you're not allowed to
run ads.
advertise with the Google. And
We'll call it pew pew because this is still part of
Google.
And we
Yeah.
can't say the G word, so we'll say the pew pew.
pew pew. And they sent me a letter that they took me out from the platform. They also, for some reason, killed our SEO, like a search engine optimization. I don't know why. I don't know if it's coincidence, but it also went down drastically.
I don't believe in coincidences.
Yeah, so it led to, we had a lawsuit against Google. And
How did that turn out?
me being naive, not knowing the, usually at that time I barely spoke English too. Like I was like, so
it's a perfect store.
yeah, like inexperienced. And I thought like, you know what, unfair business practices. I read somewhere that like I will win,
Yeah.
this and that. But like,
I think we all know how that turned out.
yeah, there's no way you can win Google, especially you have to sue them like in a Santa Clara County, per the agreement that you put the check, box in the like
And they
on the
have
sign.
every good attorney over there.
I don't think they ever lost any lawsuits in Santa Clara County. I know they lost a lot in Europe, but,
Yeah, Europe,
but not in
they're-
Silicon Valley. And like basically start suing. But then I realized that the legal theories that I need to pursue in order to actually have any lucrative outcome from this venture, it's just outside of realm of my financial possibilities, because it will take me. I need to go after like antitrust.
Nobody's winning Google.
Yeah.
Like, so fast forward from Google to what was the next venture after Google?
Actually, next venture I had Anolo.
Anolo, what's
Yeah, it was so I went to I work at first of all I work at Magento. So I joined Magento and I was working from Magento headquarters.
Magento, for people that don't know, back in the day, is very similar to what Shopify is, but Shopify, you click, drag, and drop. Magento wasn't click, drag, and drop.
Yeah,
It was build this and code that and code this, and
Yes.
it took you 4 hours to do what you can do with one click on
Yes,
Shopify.
but there's
It's incredible, though.
they took a pride in that. Why? Because you control the code. It's an on-premise solution, which a lot of actually big corporations appreciate. Like we had clients Nike, Burger King, Samsung. Why? Because on
can customize
Shopify,
it also, yeah.
yes, and you don't share the
Data,
data.
customer data, yeah.
Yeah, so you hold it on your.
Get to keep everything.
What did you learn working at Magento?
I learned a ton of it. So I was working next to their CEO, like VP of growth. I actually I learned what is growth team means. I didn't know what growth team. Like I was working on my own startup, right?
Brian looks like he doesn't know what that is.
I don't know what
I
that
have no
is.
clue what it is either.
So the growth team, it's actually like a recent phenomena, invented by Facebook. So basically, you have a growth team who affects product.
So growth team?
Yes, it affects product and marketing. So it's basically like a team that figure out like how make company grow and keep growing. Do you need to change something in your product, in your sales force,
Oh, so they're
in the marketing?
constantly like tweaking and
Optimizing. Yes.
constantly to grow the company.
Where's the new trends? Maybe you need to acquire some company to enhance your capabilities in your offerings, to cross-sell or whatever it needs to do. Like this is the growth team. And there was a very smart guy who was running that. And I was just like all the time on the meetings. In that office, in their headquarters in Campbell, and I joined them like a year and a half before they get acquired for 1.7 billion
Who
by
acquired them?
Adobe.
Oh, Adobe. Okay.
Yes, and after that I worked at Adobe a couple of years. But basically, in that office, I would hear all conversations, like how to like actually make the company
Grow.
huge. Like, and
So what was the recurring theme on how to make a company huge? What's the couple things that you learned?
at that time, the number one it was to go cloud.
Okay, so cloud-based.
Yeah, cloud-based because they
Why?
wanted to. I guess because that's what Adobe wanted. I think they already had. I realized that there's a few things, right? Like first of all, you don't when you like before I thought like product and marketing is a two separate things, and Salesforce. You have like product team, you have marketing, and you have like a Salesforce. But in reality, like they all have to be interconnected because very important is the positioning, communication. That's what comes from the marketing. But what you're going to position and what you're going to build, it's a product. So that's why having these three like pillars of the company aligned and have like recurring like meetings and conversations and have like some sort of like a centralized office who coordinate these three units is very essential, at least on the growth phase company that Magento was. Also, I learned a lot about like corporation dynamics. Like before, like because in a startup, like everyone aligned in the vision, everyone like homies, like in my startup at least. But then you learn that like okay, so there's this branch, like this function, like has basically
talking, like,
contradicting.
You're talking like the upper management, C-level suites, executives.
It goes all the way down.
So
like
you learn corporate structure from top down.
corporate structure, yes. And
what stood out to you from where you had with the homies working $3 million a year sales inside of a 6-bedroom house? versus working at a company that got acquired for $1 billion, working in executive level management? What did you see the difference? Like, what did you notice?
I noticed that certain decisions are made not from the best interest of the product, but the best interest of certain function. But function, it could be like a design, engineering. So you have to maintain multiple agendas. Yes, you still want the company to succeed. There's a good intentioned people there, right? But it's like you have to think more multidimensionally. It's like, is it good for the design to do this if then we get less resources for the design because design is not needed anymore? Or like, so there's all those considerations, how you position your function in the corporation to have the voice. Like actually, a lot of design teams, they concerned about not having voice because design in many companies is structured under the product team. Design is just a branch of the product.
Like an afterthought. Like it's the product first, and then by the way, here's the design team to like enhance it.
Exactly. And but the product has the product managers, right? And then like you happen in the like situations when the product managers don't really understand design well, but they're telling designers what to design, and that creates the friction and misalignment. And another thing I actually learned, there's two different ways how you can structure your organization. And some organizations structured like a function base. Like you have a design, you have engineering, you have product, you have business, and they're all like verticals. Like they operate almost like agencies.
So each division is like a separate entity inside of one umbrella.
Yes. And let's say I'm a product guy. I come to like a director of design and saying, hey, I have this product. Can I have like one of your designers to work on me? And he kind of borrows me one of the designers on this project. This project is done. And then designer goes and work on another project. But there's also like structures when it's a project base. When let's say 3 of us, we're building certain project. All we do is just focusing on this project. We're not working on anything else. And we have a small team, and it's a project base.
So what does Apple do? Which structure do you think Apple deploys when they're making their iPhones or their iOS?
I'm not 100% sure, but I'm quite sure it's probably more like a project base, based on the like a Macintosh team, based on certain like.
So they'll borrow designers from a different.
No, project base is like they're just working on this project. It's a like group of 8 people, and they're just focusing on the one project all the way.
What do you think works better?
I think it depends on the phase, and also depends on the probably industry. Like what you're trying to do. Are you trying to be fast, disruptive, but make a lot of mistakes, and you're okay to eat cost of those mistakes, but you will win speed? Or you're a more mature organization where the mistakes are, like cost you more than speed.
Like Apple can't make any mistakes.
Now
when they're launching an iPhone, like it's got to hit.
Oh,
it's got to be.
They got
if
no
it
choice.
One little mistake.
Well, iPhone is and Apple I never work at Apple, honestly. I have a friend started working at Google. I know at Google there's like very project based. Like they would ship a lot of products and then will like gradually unfold to the X amount of users. So they just, let's say they have a feature, they ship it to the first 100 users. If it outperforms, let's say you have a KPI, like a, I don't know, like
KPIs are key performance indicators, and they're usually like each industry has its own key performance indicators that you got to hit.
Like each team, like each product, each like division, right? So like let's say you imagine you're working at the YouTube video streaming team, right? Like your KPI is probably watch time, right? And then like you do everything to optimize watch time. And let's say you release the new feature, and then you're like, okay, is my watch time increased or not? And you test, let's say, in the first like 1,000 people. And then you say, oh, it's actually increased like 2%. Okay, let's unfold it to 10,000 people. Still increasing 2%. Okay, let's go for the 100,000 people. And you're like gradually unfolding, seeing like whether or not what you really care about, like your key performance indicator, right? Going up or down. And if it's down, you just shut it down.
Start all over again.
Yeah, and like try. And you have like different hypotheses. And that's actually a really good company to mention is the Duolingo. They're running 10,000 different experiments at any given moment.
Jesus. How many employees do they
This
have?
is the language company?
Yeah, Duolingo.
They're running 10,000?
Yeah.
How are they doing this?
Probably they automate a lot of things. And I don't know, honestly. There's also a lot of platforms that I think they're probably using in-house systems, but there's a lot of platforms that allow you to do that at scale.
Can you name one or two platforms that allow?
Like there's a company, Optimizely. There's all about like optimizing and experimenting things. There's also a company, Split, I think their name. There's a lot of companies who like provide you platform for A/B test. For example, for like I'm building the app, right, and we're using for the payments. I want to know like how much money users willing to pay. And it, you never know like what psychologically might affect. Do you want to have 99 at the end? Like me personally, it feels like manipulative and I don't want to be that, right? But like, let's say I'm running the experiment and I see that like I have a $15 and $4.99, but $4.99 performs like 20% better than $15, right?
So there are systems that you can do.
You can do, yes.
See what works better.
Yes. And also like, do you have like 3-day trial, 7-day trial? Like at the end of the day, you want to optimize like, and the pricing also, you can do it like just like psychological, like 1 cent, but you also might do like, should I charge them upfront like $50 for the annual or monthly 10? Like what is my like lifetime value, like, and so on. But everything is experiment. Experiment is the basically, especially for the high trafficable companies. Like if you're selling, like if you're doing like 1 sale a day, like experimentation is not, like you cannot, but if you have like a,
100.
like if you have like a
thousands sold,
yes,
then
like,
it makes a difference.
Exactly.
2% moves the needle.
Because the significance of the signals that you're getting is the higher and confidence of pursuing certain.
So walk us after Adobe acquires Magento for $1 billion plus. What happens to Artin then? What do you do?
I get some good.
You got a lot of experience working with management there, seeing high level, kind of how an organization is run compared to the mom and pop shop that you have.
Yes, and I was so lucky with the guy who hired me
At Adobe, same guy.
at Magento.
But then he transitioned over to Adobe, or no?
Actually left.
Okay.
But he was amazing. His name is Bhavin. I learned a lot from him. He was always sharing because I came up with some ideas, right? Like that I thought in the startup world like makes sense. But he's like, nah, here's this. There's like this is the strategy, this is direction, this is like how it booms. So I learned a lot from him. And then I went to Adobe. Adobe was great for me to grow as a designer because I was always like I think like instinctively, like intuitively, I was understanding what is the like what is the user experience should be, what is the information architecture, what is the user flow. But when it comes to like aesthetics, creativity, like like a visual language, I think at Adobe that's what elevated me.
Yeah.
And I was at Adobe like a couple of years, and then I quit in 2019, and I co-founded a company called Anolo. And while I was building Anolo, and I'll tell you more about Anolo, I was just traveling the world. I went to Europe firstly. I lived in Croatia. Then I lived a little bit
Where in Croatia?
I lived a little bit in a Split, I think, for like a couple of months. Then I went to Dubrovnik.
I've been to Dubrovnik. It's really nice.
Beautiful.
They
Yeah.
filmed Game of Thrones there.
Yes.
Dubrovnik.
I've been actually in that exact place.
Me too. Did you walk the steps where they say shame, shame?
Yes. Did you see the peacocks
Yep.
walking over?
Yep,
Yes.
yep.
It's a beautiful
Yeah.
place. Then, and actually, funny, the reason why I decided to travel is because the COVID hit, right? At the end of 2019, and the interesting, I actually had a booked trip to China
Great idea.
in December,
Oh, wonderful.
and
Of 19.
in 19, yes, and that trip was right after my trip to Italy.
Oh, even better.
But in Italy, and I booked a really good hotel there, but there was a bed bugs, and I got bitten, and I got sick. So when I was flying back, I didn't feel good. And in next week, I was supposed to go to China, and I canceled my Chinese trip. And then that's when the COVID happened.
So you're patient zero.
Yes.
You're the reason why we got COVID. The whole world got COVID. It's those bed bugs.
I never thought about it because Italy also was.
I know.
Yes.
People were dying left and
Maybe,
right in Italy.
I mean, yeah. But
Are you sure it was bed bugs?
bed bugs
We'll
were
blame
for
it on
sure
the
there too.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it was the
Yeah.
um,
So
but
then after travels,
yeah, but then like in the United States, like people got like really freaked out, including me.
yeah.
And and I remember like people will not like even say hi to each other. They're like a masks,
Yeah.
like everyone like scared. You cannot enter elevator with if someone's there because they look at you like, hey, like I don't want to be next to you. And I did the honestly asshole move, and I like, you know what, I will just move to Europe for time being.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to Europe, and
You were able to during COVID?
yeah, so there's
Yeah, so he had
Oh.
citizenship there.
no, I didn't have a citizenship of
Not
Europe.
for Kiev?
My partner had the citizenship of Poland, so which is part of the European
Yeah.
Union. So because of her, I was able to enter the country.
Where did you go?
So first we get to Croatia.
Warsaw?
Croatia, yeah. But then once we went to Poland, we went to like Warsaw. I lived like a few months in Warsaw,
I
then
was in
Krakow.
Warsaw too in 2000, I think 21. Yeah, 21 I was in Warsaw.
Warsaw is great, but I like Krakow more. It's
Mm-hmm.
more like kind of like there's a lot of younger folks.
Yeah.
It's more like fun. We lived there for a little bit. Then we
What did
went.
you do for work? Or was it you just living off savings at this time?
I was also the stock market was going up.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I was like cashing really nicely from stock market.
Did you use any
fine.
techniques to make money in the stock market, or was it just dumb luck?
I have my kind of okay. So I had like few of my hypotheses that proved to be true in some cases.
Okay.
Um,
Spill the beans.
so
Or the tea, as the youngsters say.
few things like so Tesla started going up, and I see that the production in China is going great. So I put a lot of investment like in a Chinese electro market. Like there was a NIO, like XPV, like all these companies, and just like the whole sector, and they start taking off. And
What made you think that? What were you reading something? Were you in a Discord chat?
I missed Tesla like big shift up
Yeah.
at the time. Like I still run it a little bit, but I could run it much more because I wanted to invest in Tesla, but I had folks who work inside of the Tesla, and they talked me out of it. They're like, the production, the delay, they're like, there's a mess before they hit like the Model 3, you know? And I missed that thing. So I listened to them, but the Tesla took off, and I was a believer in Elon Musk, to be honest with you. I'm like, this is the brilliant guy. He probably will figure it out, So I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna miss that like a Chinese wave. So I put in Chinese. I also put some money like some steady stock, like a water, like American water reservoirs and so on, and tech industry. Like everything that I can buy in tech, I would just buy it. People say you have to buy in ETFs. I get that. It's a really good thing if you're not
If
deep
you don't
in
know
it.
what you're doing. Yeah.
Yes, but I'm in the tech, like I know the technologies. I see some companies dying. Like I see there's no innovation. I see some companies actually really good. If I see like for example, I know that the cloud is definitely the next big thing, right, at the time. So like who works in what companies we have in the cloud? Okay, we have AWS. They're pioneers. Most likely they will grow, but who will?
Who's number 2 and number 3?
Yes,
to
like who will
AWS?
catch up for sure. Like
Like AMD right now to NVIDIA.
exactly, like AMD, like it's a
It
good
was
stock
a no-brainer. AMD
Yes.
was number 2. They're going to eventually have a pop. And
because
they
the
did.
industry is growing, right?
Yeah.
And and when the CEO of Microsoft tells that he's gonna invest 10 billion a year to the cloud computing, I'm like, okay, like Microsoft, and then Google, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, so that would be my
Do you
case.
think that thought process still works today? To look at who the leader is and then look at number 2 and number 3 and follow the market that way and invest in number 2 and number 3 to get that pop?
I think it again, it's not gonna work
We're not
100
giving
times of
stock
the
advice,
time,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yes, and I'm definitely not qualified to give any financial advices, but I feel like more of the time it will work than it will not work. Probably it will not work in some cases because there's always
But
nuances.
there's a higher probability it'll work if you bet on number 2 and number 3 in that sector.
Yeah, it consolidates, but there's also always number 2. There's always someone catch up, and because even the companies who purchases any services from the big player, they also want to diversify things. They want to put something in another, just in case. So then the second place. Another thing was AI, of course. I'm like, okay, who is the AI? AI is
When
actually
did you know AI was going to take off? What year?
So I was studying AI, right? And I like in my bachelor's degree, because during the Adobe time, I went back to school and then finished my bachelor's, and it was mostly focusing on the AI. And at the time, there was a little bit different technologies in AI. It was like NLP, neural linguistic processing. There was like GANs, generative adversarial networks, and I played a lot with AI. For actually, my company Anolo, the way why I co-founded that company, which I didn't tell, is so at Teka in my previous company, like we automate everything, and one of the things we automated is the social media postings. So I would open like a Facebook pages because Facebook at the time was big for every single brand I have and for every single technology I have. Digital night vision scopes, rifle scopes owners, like Nikon scopes, like
Everything.
I don't know, like yeah,
Anything you had.
like everything I had, I would open the page, and then I will automate publishings there. And the way how I will automate that would be a few techniques. One is because I have an e-commerce store with like 50,000, 12,000 like products, there. And in the e-commerce store, data is highly structured. You have images, you have names, you have descriptions, you have price, you have SKU. So I will create like hundreds of templates, and then I will just like put that data there, like.
And it would just pull out its own.
Yeah, and then it will craft the post, and then it will publish it. And I will diversify posts. Some posts will be like album posts, some will just link posts. And I will do the same for my video channels. Like I would have like a video with like YouTube channel with hundreds of videos, and I will just post YouTube videos. Sometimes I will download them and post them natively. And I also, we created, this is our know-how was, we would basically scrape the internet, find the relevant articles, take the articles and be like almost like a news outlet on that technology, right? And I noticed that like some of those pages got like 20,000 followers. People will like be active in the comment section and so on. But it was like it was written in PHP for my store. And I thought I initially launched it for the Magento stores, but the Magento extension store, like marketplace was like, which I actually was designing eventually at Magento. So it's like very like fragmented, frictionless experience.
And it was on its way out.
And it was on the way out.
Because
Yes.
it's difficult to operate. You have to be really skilled. Shopify took off at that point. And
Yes.
market was shifting there.
Exactly.
So what happened with Anolo?
So I had that technology from my previous venture. Then during summer class, I took some AI summer class, and I wrote the model that predicts how often you should publish on social media and at what time to maximize your exposure. Because in social media, you have different metrics, you have reactions, you have comments, you have shares, but the weighted sum of them outputs in the metric called ER, engagement rate. So, and you can optimize the engagement rate based on, so I scraped like 10 million online postings, and I start noticing like what time they post,
And the
like how
patterns.
long is the like exactly. It's pattern recognition.
Yeah.
All AI is about pattern recognition eventually. And
What did you find?
I found that there's like certain times
is?
mornings, certain morning spikes, like, but it also depends on your audience. It depends on your industry. It depends on your location. It depends, like, there's a lot
It's
of
very specific. to
very
each
specific
user.
touch. Yes. So you need to have like historical data to predict the future, like very similar to the like a stock market prediction. And
Yeah.
matter of fact, we're using the exactly stock market algorithms to predict that thing. So I had that technology. I had the technology for like scraping stores and all that fun stuff. And I built also like a cloud to store information and like
Access it whenever.
yeah. And we launched Anolo. I think like in a few months we had like a few thousand stores sign up for it. And I launched on Shopify. I purchased the data set of the Shopify for like 2 million stores and launched it. And then 4 months after, the company called Canva.
Canva. Yeah, I've heard of Canva.
Yeah, so they wanted to acquire us. And I was super excited about that acquisition because I was so tired, honestly. And because I was traveling always, and I thought like such a success story, just launched. And I can imagine like in 6 months you exited. And but the problem with Canva, they wanted to relocate my whole team to Sydney. And I made like a few mistakes in the setting up my company. I wasn't wise, honestly, bringing partners. Like, I think I could do better job
Like
there.
strategic partners?
Yeah. And second thing, my co-founder was Russian. My engineering team was in Russia, and when the COVID was, there was a travel restrictions, and at some point we agreed that they might set up the entity in Russia, but that fell apart because Russia is big, and we wanted to set it up entity in Vladivostok. It's the eastest big city in Russia, which is 1 hour apart from Sydney. So it's time zone would work, but didn't go through. And we spent like 6 months on due diligence, back and forth.
What was the offer? How much was the offer?
We've been talking about like a 7.5 mil.
Well, that's pretty good. 7.5 million in a 6 month
6 months,
start.
like yeah. And I
Not
was
bad
like,
Yeah.
I'm like the major shareholder.
Yeah. So
like,
they drilled you to death for 6 months doing due diligence.
yeah, and the deal didn't go through. And while deal was going, they acquired 2 other companies. And I told my co-founder, like, they're not gonna acquire me. That's because they already acquired other companies. And I know how the integration happens. It actually purchase company and integrate you in your company. It's not an easy task.
Yeah.
So I know how much time, because I was in Magento, Adobe acquisition. I said most likely the deal will not go through, and it didn't go through. So we've been like in this like weird situation. We kind of literally lost momentum.
Were you guys cash flow positive? How were you guys funding these businesses?
Out of pocket.
Out of pocket.
Yeah.
Was the company making any money, or was it just
Not
putting it
enough.
back for growth?
Not enough for like, because we needed to build.
Yeah.
And I run into the issue that like it's very hard to raise money when you have a Russian team. Like
Yeah, because it's difficult for U.S. capital investors to invest in a
some Russian dudes. Yeah.
exactly that could like McDonald's couldn't even survive there.
Yeah. I managed to get us term sheets for
Mm-hmm.
the investment, and then the second unlikely event happened. The Russian-Ukrainian war started, and at that point I was so exhausted. And I'm like, you know what? And we had to like fight with the partners. To be honest with you, there's
Yeah.
internal
You
issues.
learned a lot.
Yeah,
A
and
lot of
then
what
like
not to do.
this.
You went to school in business.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I was just like, okay, guys, and I just like left the company basically. My partner was running it for some time, but like it's also kind of, because you still can make money on that, but it's not enough for me to live in Silicon Valley. Like,
In Russia, it's probably okay. You're making decent money, but not living
no,
in
not
California.
yeah. And I can sell my time like for like
As an
much
advisor
more.
and get a
Yeah,
lot more.
like so I joined Walmart, and at Walmart I was making much more, and yeah, and that was the end of the story. And also the problem is like when you build a company, you want to make it big, or you don't want to waste your time.
Yeah.
And like with like no reputable VC, no top-notch VC will touch us. When
It's too
Russia
small.
have a war with
Yeah.
Ukraine and all your team in
Right.
Russia, they're like, they don't want to have anything in common with. They won't even have a Russia next to their name.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like a
It's just not
Pariah.
touching it.
it's like a toxic,
Yeah.
disease like kind of thing at the time, especially. And I left it, and I also wanted to distance myself from that. And I joined Walmart. And honestly, at that time I was so exhausted. I was like, because I was traveling for 3 years. I lived in like South France, in Nice, beautiful area, French Riviera. I lived in Italy. I have a good time.
Yeah.
But also my lifestyle was a little bit like I was working a lot, and I was like
Relaxing a lot.
relaxing a lot. Probably you should choose one of, they say like work hard, play hard. I think if you really play hard and you really work hard, it's not the best advice.
Yeah.
Like if you work hard, if you're in a build mode, like right
Stick
now,
to building.
yeah, it's like you're like an athlete, Right now, I'm not drinking, I'm not smoking, like I'm not doing anything. Like I try to like eat good, like.
You're focusing on your startup, basically.
Yeah,
right now.
like everything is secondary to me.
How did you get started in the startup?
So while I was like at Walmart, right, and doing like all this forecasting, platform design thing, I like my family are Christians, but I never read the Bible beginning to the end. So I decided, what, it's time. I'm like, at that age when I want to get to know like
Yeah.
the Word of God, and I started reading it, and so I purchased 66 books. So Bible is not just like a one book.
I was going to say Bible's.
I thought the
66
Bible's just one
books?
book.
Yeah, it's like 66 books, and like certain versions, like the Orthodox version, like there's like have a like Catholic, and
I
there was
see, I see.
seven
You're getting
more,
everything. Yeah.
and then like you have like a
You could have just read one, though.
Gnostic Bible.
Well, I mean, he's an overachiever.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
like, I started reading it, and it's like, every time when you read a certain passage you don't understand, and this and that, like, so you have to go on Reddit, read what does it mean. So it was very like a time-consuming process. So I ended up I built a chat I built a chat, and I built like simulated virtual Jesus. I fed that data, and I just start chatting with Jesus.
So you made a virtual ChatGPT Jesus.
Yes.
You gave it all the Bibles.
Yeah.
All 66 of them.
Mhm.
You're like, read this, learn this.
Yeah, more
You are
than
now
that.
my Jesus.
Yes.
Talk to me.
Yeah. And we had a great chat. And
Is that Jesus still around? Like, the one that you made?
in a code base? Yeah. Like, I should have put a link.
You should. You
Yes.
should. Because I'm sure there's a lot of people that would love to chat and just discuss and talk about.
Before you launch it, let's do that actually.
Okay.
I will put the code base.
All right,
Like,
give me the link.
And
then.
we'll put the link in
Let's
the
do
bio.
that, right? Like,
Yeah.
and for free, like for the community.
For the people.
Yes.
Okay.
You got 2 weeks to find it.
Okay. I think it's enough.
Listen, if this guy's booking the time,
Yeah.
you got more than 2 weeks.
He's also overachiever.
You know what? He's like, you know what? We'll book the next day. Okay.
So I was chatting with Jesus. This was great, but it was like a ping pong chat, right? Like I need to ask questions, and he answers. So eventually, I decided, like, you know what? I want Jesus to just give me a lecture, and I will just listen and ask him only when I have a question. So that started, and then I started doing that for the Aristotle, Socrates, Plato. So I started learning different
Oh wow. All the
philosophies.
Greek- Yeah.
Yeah. And
So you actually in these chats have like Socrates, and we can like talk to Socrates.
yeah, I would just like change the data, and then it's like became the Socrates.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can only imagine in high school, because in high school I studied
This shit did
a
not exist
lot of
in
this,
high
but it
school.
was like if I could have talked to Aristotle and like argue, my teacher would give me a C, and I'm like, listen, man, Aristotle's telling me my answer should have been this. You need to give me that A.
And he will quote one of his
yeah,
books.
like exactly.
It's like a truth, But
That's
if you think
incredible.
about like actually like learning things, this is the Socratic method. Like the core of the like ancient
Artin,
philosophy.
You don't understand how epic this is. You've made models of Jesus, Socrates, Aristotle, that we can actually like sit, and this is the language model has learned all their work, and it's basically you can have an actual conversation
Yes.
and like discuss ideas and thought. Wow.
Yes. And you also can like do like voices. It's like you can like it's a full emergence, experience. Actually it's beautiful. Like I was chatting and I was like,
This is wild.
y-
I'm
You
thinking
should do this with celebrities would sue you. But I would just think, okay, keep going.
imagine
This is-
doing this for like Maddie's pod.
Yeah.
actually one of the things on Sun I want to do it called I'm not sure that I reveal that because
Don't
I
reveal
have
it.
Don't reveal it.
competitors.
Hold
Whisper it.
Yeah. But
We'll do a
something
part two.
similar.
We will do a part 2 about what we're gonna talk off camera.
Let's do it. Yes.
Okay.
So I start doing that, and then I put that in an app, like in a mobile, so I can listen and walk.
So you made your own app just for you.
Yeah, and then like my friends, like, and people, and I said like my friends like it too, And but initially I would just curate all courses myself. So it would be like, curated. And at some point I wanted to start a company, and I was like, okay, I need to ship it. And I met with my CTO, and I was like, hey, like how cool is that? You can talk. There's new dimension. It's not just passive listening, but you also can interact. And it's like, like this and that. And I say, but the coolest part is like you search for the like course or philosophy you want to. Initially, it was just all about philosophy. And if you didn't find it, there have a button you can generate it, right? Like so it's just
So it could create what
Create
course
what-
is not there already.
yes, you can just create it. But like those that we created ourselves, it would be like high quality. But if you generate yourself, like
It could be based on your queue. If
Yeah.
you ask a crappy question, you're gonna get a crappy course.
exactly, right? And he's like, but why you wouldn't just let people to generate whatever they want from the get-go? It's just like a ChatGPT but for learning. And I was like, okay, I like that. So I decided to quit Walmart. Actually, I'm still not sure if it was a good idea, but I quit.
Did you ask Jesus to see if it was a good idea?
I asked my wife, and she's so supportive. That's why I married her. She's like, "Hey, Artin," because the opportunity window is also it depended on the time, right? Everything is about timing. And if I would not enter AI now,
Oh, it's
it
yeah.
will
You have
close.
a small window.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a consolidation will happen, this and that. And so entering now or never. So it might be the last wave in technology. Like we don't know. Like probably not, because there's also quantum computing is coming. There's also like the
But for
material
right now, the
AI.
current wave.
yeah, this is it's like a web.
Yeah.
It's bigger maybe than web, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, so I need to do that. And
How long ago was this that you had this conversation with your CTO?
February, March.
Of this year,
Yeah.
2025.
Yeah.
Okay, so like okay.
So like 10 months ago.
Yeah. So I quit in April.
Mm-hmm.
And-
Started.
And 1 week after I quit, I find out that my wife actually pregnant.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, great
And I was
timing.
like,
Yeah.
but maybe this is the blessing that the
'Cause then now
ignorance
it
ignorance
gets
is
you-
Now
blessing.
you gotta. hit
Yeah,
the
now I
gas.
have to make it.
Yeah.
I have no choice. And
Like, burn all the ships. We're
yeah,
only way forward.
and then I start like so we build up like prototype, and we start kind of like a fundraising discussions. And
How much did you guys raise?
so we raise only from the one fund, and the name of the fund is Andreessen Horowitz. And
Huge. That's a huge.
yeah, this is the number one, like top
I have
two.
no clue what you two are talking about, but
Oh,
sure.
they're
I'll
big
just-
in Silicon Valley, dude.
There's a two fund like Sequoia and Andreessen Horowitz.
Sequoia is in every single
Yeah.
like company.
Yeah, I can pull up what companies they invested.
They're in everything.
Yeah, there's like
Everything.
there's huge,
Of companies I would know.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
like probably yeah,
Every single one of
all
them.
technology companies
Every
probably.
single one of them.
Okay.
And they have an incubator program.
Yes, that's why we got. And I think they have like 50 or 80 billion under their management.
Oh, that's all.
Yeah,
Okay.
And it's all
50 or-
VC. Like
yeah. And other top of them is two super brilliant guys. Both of them have books which are really good. Like
Did you load the book into your thing?
what?
Did you load the book into your app?
I need to talk to them about it too. But anyway, so yeah, they have a program called Speedrun, and the Speedrun program they give you 1 mil cash, and they give you 5 mil in the cloud,
what you need to upload all that stuff.
like AI, basically open AI, like cloud. Like I have like half a
So
million.
they gave you $1 million in cash and $5 million in credits for AWS
for like-
and everything.
Yes, for all those
So
things.
you can basically run the company and $1 million for a runway.
Basically, I can cover most of the cost except the like employees and
Mhm.
like some other R&D stuff. And yeah, and my program starts. And interestingly, like we started the program because in summer,
Mhm.
but then my CTO had some like some family issues, and he's a brilliant guy. Honestly, I've learned so much from him. He's a Cornell graduate. He like worked at the Google, Palantir, Boston Dynamics, and he sold his previous startup and jumped straight to my startup, right? So he was like, and I think so he had some family things that he needs to handle, and I also think that he just burned out.
Mhm.
So he now stepped down to the advisory role, and but I entered the previous batch of Speedrun, and then I asked them to move me to like the next one. So, and in January we have the
January 26th.
26. Yes, we have like a 3-month program where they help you to
Accelerate the company.
Mm-hmm. Bring company on the next level, which manifested eventually in the demo day. In the demo day, you have hundreds of the top VCs in Silicon Valley. You are in the big stage.
And that's April 2026.
Yes. And you just pitch them, telling them about what you're building, why it's cool, and they invest in it. That's where we're at now.
So tell me more about where your company is right now. What stage you're in, and where you're trying to get it to go.
We're pre-launch. We haven't launched yet. I think we have a strong team. Like my AI engineer is the ICPC finalist. ICPC is the like competitive programming world championship. So, and like from each country, there's like few people get to the championship.
Mhm.
Since one of them, we have my CTO, and now I have we have a few other folks like they have PhDs from Stanford and like smart folks like in artificial intelligence. Technology wise, I think we're probably like one iteration. Like, and the model that I show you today is not our latest model. This is just on the prod. I think our latest model is probably the best on the market today when it comes to generating long form audio.
And I think what I'll do is we'll post the link to the app just so if people want to play around with it. Basically, what we did earlier today behind the scenes is I've got a real estate and private equity background. Brian has pharmaceutical background. And we asked the app to basically make a general course. And I asked it, I said, teach me commercial real estate development from the ground up. And it asked, do you want a 15-minute course? Do you want a 4-hour course? I'm like, bro, 15-minute course. We got to shoot a podcast. So we did a 15-minute course. And I was like, honestly, I was skeptical. I was like, maybe this is BS. But it did really give a good general information on where it is. And in 15 minutes, I was like, yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good for a beta test right now. That's not even live. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
And I'm dying to talk to Jesus and Socrates and Plato. I definitely want to like explore with that.
We're going to have that on the app too, by the way.
Okay.
It's yeah, because it depends what you want to learn, right? There's a different methods to teach you those things.
But Artin, keep in mind, we got to definitely do a part 2 because this part 1 was excellent to kind of go over all of this, but I definitely want to
deep dive
into your journey from where we are today to April for the actual final to see if you guys get there and help with the raising.
Yeah.
Because I think this technology is fantastic and what you're building is phenomenal. You got a really strong team. And I'm not just saying it to say it. I mean, I'm an investor. I invest in a lot of companies. I get pitched a lot from a lot of people. Brian ran some $100 million plus companies and same thing. Like we can sniff out a BSer like pretty good.
Yeah, like I think we're just like at the right time with the right skill set.
Yeah.
We just like it because the whole thing happened almost by itself.
And in a nutshell, the app is basically it's you tell it, I want to learn nursing and I want to learn it in 3 weeks and I want to spend an hour a day. It'll create an actual course to the level of specificity that specificity. You guys get what I'm saying.
Yeah, that word.
Details.
Details. But it'll give you like specifics on exactly that topic. Let's say you want to be a police officer, or you want to be a stockbroker, or you want to be a developer, or a doctor, or whatever you want. It'll teach you a course, and you can actually ask it questions. If it uses a big word, and you're like, "What's that?" It'll explain like what that big word is or what the topic is.
Yes, exactly. And I think it's important to note that we're focusing only on audio. So we, in a sense, we are like AI podcasts, AI audiobooks, AI audio courses. And the reason why we choose the actual audio, there is some technical reasons, because I think at this point of time, we just passed this inflection point when we can create consumer-ready at scale app that will match the unit economics and business model to create a high quality audio. This is the big part, the technical side. But more importantly, right, if you're thinking about like continuous learning, like where people learn, where people have opportunities to learn. And I know that because I'm like a big audio learner, like I'm listening out like podcasts and like, audiobooks. I'm driving, I can listen something to learn. I'm going to the gym.
But if you're driving and you're like, you know what, I really would like to learn about this, you could actually tell it and it'll just create it.
Like when you have the random thought driving down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
there's a million ways to skin it.
And the thing is, like when you read a book, that book was written a year ago or 2 years ago or 5 years ago. Technology is advancing so fast. If you are instantly generating,
it's pulling from every data source.
It's pulling from today.
Exactly.
Latest information and teaching you latest information today.
Exactly. And if you want to learn any book, that's another thing, right? You can say, I have 15 minutes.
Well, it's like
or 30 minutes.
Large book we pulled up in the car.
Oh, the 48 Laws of
Power. I own the book. It's about this
But
thick.
nobody reads it.
I read the first chapter. I'm like, fuck this.
But you should use Sun.
Yeah, you can tell it like, yo, teach me this. Teach me the book in 1 hour. Let's go.
Yes, and it will go dive in the book. It will extract the key points.
Does the app work as of today?
Yes. And it will go dive. And if you have questions, like you can dive deeper. And what we do, we put this together challenges, right? Like if you want to so we have one side of application when it's basically you can generate course on any topic, right? And another side of the application when we curated like top books, like and you can take like entrepreneurship challenge, let's say, right? And it's like a 100-day challenge, and we took like top 100 books that go across psychology, business, finance, marketing, product, artificial intelligence, like, and so on, and it just gives you like all 360 view on the top books recommended by other entrepreneurs, like high performance, for you to really get up to speed. And because you can summarize, because you're listening like summarization of it, right, and you can select how much time you want to dedicate, you can really nail one book a day. And imagine someone like reads like one book per month, and you listen like one book a day.
And you can ask
That's phenomenal.
deeper
And even if
questions.
because the average audiobook's like 7 hours.
Yes.
7 hours is a long time.
But Brian, it's 7 hours, and if you don't understand the whole section, you got to stop and Google and find out what that means.
Or you gotta go
This,
back.
You just ask it.
Yeah.
You go, yo, what do you mean about that? What do you mean when you're saying
So you're going
this?
to just stop midway.
Yeah, you just press button, ask the question, it answers you, then you
And
can
then you move
keep
on.
And
going.
everybody, look, we live in LA, and our commute is normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can,
But
like,
you know, there's another thing. A lot of people look for mentors. And a lot of time, let's say you want like Tony Robbins to be a mentor of yours.
This will eliminate 90% of the mentors out there.
Yeah, because if you need a mentor, like how are you going to find some billionaire to be your mentor? Where you can put in like the profile of that billionaire that you want to be, like a billionaire, like Warren Buffett, for example. He's a great investor. You're not going to sit with Warren Buffett, but you could create Warren Buffett's teachings, which is Benjamin Graham, and say, hey, teach me exactly what Warren Buffett does in 1 hour. And I want to be a great stockbroker.
you can literally prompt it today in Sun, and it will collect all information that Warren Buffett was talking online. It will extract key points. It will put that in the nice narration. And
And the difference between this and ChatGPT, you told me, because I know the trolls, I love our trolls. The trolls are going to be like,
First of all, they're your
ChatGPT,
trolls.
They are my trolls. ChatGPT can do that. But the answer was ChatGPT will only give you a 2-minute summary of it, and then you'll have to ping pong back and forth.
Yes.
Yours can give you 4 hours nonstop
you
with
can
Q&A.
listen as much as you want. Yeah. And
So there you go, trolls.
Suck it.
and also our stuff, it learns about you, about what you don't know, create like a profile. So like every time when they like in the future will ask question, it might reference like,
And it already knows what it taught you and what your questions were.
yes. And also like, our things, it can put you on schedule if you want to really learn something like a long term, and you can create your collection of the courses. And in the future, we definitely will have a social element where you can see like, I can see what you've learned. Like you can see what, if you want to make it public. So
I don't want to share.
But how do you know that the teachings are accurate and it's not hallucinating like ChatGPT does?
actually, we have we show you sources.
Oh, so it comes with sources.
Okay.
Yeah, like
All
for
right.
example, like whatever course we generate,
We can't zoom into it right
yeah.
now.
like like, and when it's
Let me ask you this. How do people go on there and play around with that?
so we are pre-launch right now. You can sign up for the wait list.
Okay.
So like you see sources, like you
Yeah.
can click, and it basically
How
each
do we
lecture shows you.
bypass the wait list?
Well, where is the wait list? Where do they go for the wait list?
So there will be a link like sunapp.ai wait list.
Sun, S-U-N?
Like yes, like a sun on the like the star, like SUN app dot AI / waitlist.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
But you know what?
I'll put a link. We'll put a
when
link.
we're gonna when it's gonna go live?
2 weeks.
Yeah,
Not
like
next
2-3
week.
weeks.
The following week.
Yeah, maybe we'll. You know what?
If you want to put a promo code so people can play around with it for
I'll
30
put the
days.
invite code so they can go on the App Store, download the app, put the invite code, and
and
bypass
access
the
it.
yes,
Okay.
just for you guys and
Thank you.
your
Appreciate that.
audience. Yes.
Yeah, we'll put it on. And where do people find you
So
If you want to be found.
if you want to be found?
Or would you rather point them
To
point
your
them
Sun
to wherever?
actually, I want to little bit upgrade my X account. I never used X.
I have it. I
I
don't
have
use
X. I barely use it.
Yeah, but apparently that's when the big things are happening
Yeah.
when you want to launch the product.
You got to get active on X.
Yes, so I'm learning
Again,
how
we'll
to
put
do that.
we'll put all his links on his Instagram, X, all there in the bio. Plus Sun app.
With the invite
Plus
code.
Jesus. Plus invite
Plus
code.
Jesus, plus invite.
Plus,
and,
plus, plus.
Yes.
Yeah.
And please be respectful with Jesus.
And prepare for round 2 because it's going to come. Definitely going to come.
Let's do it.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much.
I
It was a
apologize
pleasure.
For,
I apologize for his
for
fuck up.
Brian setting up the appointment for tomorrow.
Hey, bro.
It
We
was
made it
fun.
happen.
At least we did it.
Yep.
Till next time.